All right, we're on lesson 93. The first direction says measure this line segment, and those two little dots means do it with inches, right? So first measuring mark on the dot, and that looks like exactly 3 inches. Draw a 4 1/4 inch line segment. So inches side again. So here's 4, and here's 4 1/2, and halfway between the 4 and the 4 1/2 is 4 1/4 right there. And the line is a little bit longer than the rest, but not quite as long as the whole inch or the 1/2 inch. Okay, this says a pie has 8 equal pieces. Bob ate 3/8 of the pie. Linda ate 1/8 of the pie. Marilyn ate 2/8 of the pie. Divide the pie into 8 equal pieces. So, I think this is, yeah. So there's 2 equal pieces, and when we cut a circle into equal pieces, it always has to be pie-shaped pieces. We can't cut a circle in straight lines like that. They have to be lines that go through the middle. So there's 4 equal pieces, and if we cut each of those in half, we get 8 equal pieces, or as equal as we can. Okay? So pie has 8 equal pieces. Bob ate 3/8 of the pie. What's the question on this one? What fractional part of the pie is left for John? So Bob ate 1 out of 2, 3 out of 8 pieces, 3/8. I'll put a B on there for Bob. Linda ate 1/8, so this one is Linda. And Marilyn ate 2/8, so 1/8, oops, Marilyn. That's an M, and Marilyn, okay? So this is how much of the pie got eaten by them. Divide the pie into 8 equal pieces. Write the first initial of each child's name on the pieces they ate. What fractional part of the pie is left for John? So how much is left? 1 out of 8, 2 out of 8. So 2 out of 8 is left. How do we write that like a fraction? 2 out of 8. Remember fractions, you can do the straight across line or you can do the little diagonal line like I did. If you don't have much room, using that diagonal line is a little bit easier so you don't have to crunch your letters up or your numbers. I have 3 $1 bills and 4 $100 bills. How much money do I have? So they kind of reversed them a little bit. The bigger one is the 400s, right? 4 $100 bills. So there's a 4 in the hundreds spot. We don't have any $10 bills, do we? And there's only 3 ones, so that means there must be a 0 in the 10 spot. We can't leave that empty. There has to be something there. Otherwise, he only has $43 if I put the 3 there. And we know he has much more than that. 3 $1 bills. 3 ones. 3 in the 1 spot. 403, and now we're talking about money, so we put a $sign before it. Peter was born 1931. Nils was born in 1965. Anna was born in 1952. How old will each person be on this year's birthday? Now, we have to figure that out by figuring out what year it is, what year they were born, and what the difference is, right? How much they have grown. So the year is 2020. Let's do this one first. Peter was born in 1931. We're gonna get some practice borrowing on these guys, okay? Bigger bottom, gotta borrow. So we'll go to the 2, make it a 1, and put the 1 in that spot. 10 take away 1 is 9. Now bigger bottom again, we have to go over here and borrow. Give it to the neighbor, borrow again, give it to the neighbor. So even though it's squished, we have 11 take away 3, 9 take away 9, and 1 take away 1. Okay, I should find my graph paper again. I end up squishing these up and hard for you guys to see. So Peter is 89 years old, or will be 89 years old. Nils was born in 1965. So again, we do 2020 minus 1965. And do your borrowing again. Make that a 1, borrow to the neighbor. 10 take away 5 is 5. Now bigger bottom again. Go all the way over here, borrow to the neighbor, and borrow to the neighbor. 11 take away 6 is 5. Nils would be 55. And the last one, 2020 minus 1952. Okay. Bigger bottom, gotta borrow. 10 take away 2 is 8. Can't do this one, have to go all the way over here. Borrow, give to the neighbor, borrow, give to the neighbor. 11 take away 5 is 6, 0, 0. So Anna is, 68. So the second part of this was circle the name of the youngest person. Who is youngest? Nils is only 55. Number 4, use the pictograph to answer these questions. How many lunch boxes, move this up a little bit so we can start writing off the page. How many lunch boxes does this equal? Like this right here. Well, we have to look at the key. So let's go over here first. We have blue lunch boxes, we have pink lunch boxes, and we have yellow lunch boxes. But the most important part of any graph is the key. So we see that one of these equals 10 lunch boxes, right? So if we cut 10 in half, then this equals, what's half of 10? 5 lunch boxes. Now let's go over here. How many pink lunch boxes are there? Well, here's pink. There's 1 whole box and 1 half box. So 1 whole box is 10, and 1 half box is half of 10. That's 5. So how many pink lunch boxes are there? 10 and 5. 15. How many more yellow lunch boxes are there than blue lunch boxes? Well, I want to go through and count all these. So blue, we have 2, so that's 10 and 10. There's 20. This one was 15. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay, now let's go back and answer the question. How many more yellow are there than blue? There's 50 yellow and there's 20 blue. And when you see how many more, that is a clue to subtract. So 50 take away 20. How many more? 30. Now it says, How many lunch boxes are shown on this graph altogether? Altogether is another clue word. Altogether means combine everything, right? Add them up. So there's 50 plus 20 plus 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 85. Altogether, there are 85. Okay, this says it's 28 minutes past 4 in the morning. Show the time on the clock and write the digital time. So 28 past 4. So that means the hour is 4 and the minutes are 28. And the morning tells us that it's AM. Now we have to put that on this clock. So shorthand is for the hour, and I'm not going to make it point right at the 4. 28 means it's gone almost halfway around the clock. So I'm going to go about halfway between the 4 and the 5. And 28 is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. That one right there. $4.28. Last two. Find the sums. That means find the answers to the addition problems. Remember, the most important thing we do when we're adding or subtracting a number with a decimal point is we line up the decimal points. Okay, let's add them up. 8 plus 5 is 13. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 plus 4 is 11. 10, 11, 12. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, next one. I'm gonna put, I know they put them in this order. I prefer to have the bigger number on top. That's just what I'm used to. So I'm going to reverse them. You don't have to, but in addition, you can. So I'm gonna put the bigger number on top, but I still need to make sure I'm lining up the decimal points. Okay. 5 and 1 is 6. 9 and 5 is 14. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 1 more is 10. 7 and 1 is 8, and 4 more is 12. And 3 and 1 is 4. Okay. 420, 46. That's the whole thing, guys.